Guys, quick video on how to place your files in the presentation template. I've opened up my InDesign template here. Again, if you have an issue opening it because you have an earlier version, use the IDML version. But if you have a semi-recent version, you should be fine. Again, you don't need the PDF. You can chuck that if you want. One thing I mentioned in the last video, in the links folder is the record label template. I didn't place that in the working template files. I should have. So click on the record label template to make whatever changes you want to make to that. Okay, and you can place your designs in here as you see fit. Okay. Now it's not just a matter of taking the title and plopping it on there. You want to think about the fact of what goes on record labels. Okay. I mean, are you going to put the song titles on each side? You don't have to. It's something to think about. You can place some interesting pattern. Again, think exercise 1. You can crop things and mask them in there and make them really interesting. For our purposes, we'll keep them very basic here. They're just, you don't have to have this magenta outline, obviously. That's just for you to denote the space, or to know where the space is. For now, I'm actually going to get rid of that. I'm going to make it black in the background. And I've already placed a couple letters in there, A and B, just so I know what's happening. I'm going to get rid of the stroke there, and I'm going to hit Save, Command S, okay? Because this was in your links folder, and these are the links that are connected already to this document, if you just simply save that. Now the thing you want to do, this is important because you'll have an issue if you start pulling things into InDesign from Illustrator. We could save these as EPS files. We're not going to worry about that. You can bring the AI files in there. What you really do want to do though is be careful and make sure that anything coming from Illustrator is select everything and group it. Okay, make sure that's grouped and then hit save again. Okay, so when I close out of that, let's say you've done this and you've totally redesigned your labels in there, and you've got them all dialed in, saved them, grouped them, and then saved them again, close out of there, you're going to notice when you go into your InDesign file, if you go under Window Links, in your links palette, you're going to see a little warning sign here, okay, because we've modified that link. So if you click on that, if you've grouped everything and everything's set up as it should, all you have to do is hit Update, and it'll bring yours in there. It looks like it gave us a little less room there. Just pull that down so you can see the whole label. That's no big deal. Just open up that box a little bit there, and that's good to go. Okay, and then for this, same thing in Illustrator. Whatever you pull into here, you're going to want to make sure it's grouped on the front end. So I have that little white album cover version. I'm going to replace that just for presentation or demonstration purposes. I have a white background. I have a little stroke on there just in case. Everything's totally grouped together, so I just want to make sure of that. You could, for your purposes, copy and paste it in there. That's not the ideal thing to do in InDesign. You typically want to import files into, place files in InDesign versus copying and pasting, because they won't necessarily be links. They won't be linked to the document, so you got to be careful. So get this file how you want it, your main sort of AI 12 by 12. And again, remember when you bring it down into InDesign, you're going to have to scale it down so it fits the template, which is 6 by 6. So if you want to scale it to 10 by 10 after you design it, it's your call. I'm going to close out of there. If I'm going to go to my file here, I just click on this piece that I want to replace. The easiest way to do this, Command D, because that's how you basically place items. Okay, and so I'm not too concerned. I mean, you can go to File, Place. Okay, again, just Command D. I just use the shortcuts. So if I hit Command D, if everything's grouped in Illustrator and as it should be, if I go to Command D, because this has already been scaled down in here to 10 by 10. If I got everything set up in Illustrator correctly, if I go to Command D, I select the file I want to replace it with, and there it is. It sits in there just as I need it to be, okay? So there you go, that page would be done, okay? Same thing here. I'm gonna go into this file. I'm gonna go to Command D, And again, based on the demos we've already done where you've gone in and placed your art, remember, save them as TIFFs, make sure they're CMYK, they're flattened files. You could bring a PSD in, but it's just for our purposes better, and it's a smaller file for you, so when you go to print it, it won't take so long. If you just go to Command D, okay, and I want to go to my links folder or wherever you saved your work to, and I'm going to see this record mockup TIFF, and I'm going to go ahead and place that in there. I'm going to do here, yeah, that's just the one I have here. I wanted to change that color so you could clearly see, but actually it looks like it already updated for me. Interesting. Let me do this real quick. Yeah, okay, that's what I'll do. So what I should do is I have this here. I'm going to place that in my links folder, so it's just clearer in terms of where it is. So if I click on this, and this is basically the image that's linked to your in your folders. Okay, so if you just Command D that, and then you go to your links folder, okay, you should see the vinyl record mockup here. I just have it with a white cover so you can see the clear difference. Hit open, and there it is. It sits in that space perfectly, and you're good to go there. Okay, so that's basically do the same thing for these. Same thing with your Spotify thing here. If you Command D that, and I go to my Spotify template that we made. I mean, it's, you know, you have this already pasted in here in your linked file. You hit open, it'll pop right in there. Same with the shirt, same with the tote, whatever you decide to do. And then, well, you know, when you go to print, these are print. Ideally, you have all of your files. Then, if you go to your InDesign file, if you go to File, Package, and you know, it'll show you here if you have any RGB images. If so, it'll tell you which ones you can go through and find them and make sure everything's in CMYK. You're going to package those, okay, and that'll basically give you a packaged folder with everything, your links and everything, okay. And you can decide. So, for example, here, if I hit Package, I'm going to make sure you save your file first. You can include the IDML, which I did on the last one because maybe you have an earlier version, or if you take it to school, maybe the schools are on an earlier version. You know, it included the PDF just for preview. It's up to you. We don't have any fonts in here to worry about, but I just leave everything checked. And then I'm going to hit Package, and it'll have everything put together for you. Your links and all that will be in one spot, and then you should be good to go. All right? Any questions, let me know. Thanks so much.